Good morning, Long Beach High School. Today is Wednesday, November 8th, and this is Lbtv. The American Legion is pleased to announce their 2023 to 2024 High School Oratorical Scholarship Program, a constitutional speech contest. The purpose of this scholarship program is to develop a deeper knowledge and appreciation of the Constitution of the United States among high school students. Other objectives of the contest include the development of leadership qualities, the ability to think and speak clearly and intelligently, and the preparation for acceptance of the duties and responsibilities, rights, and privileges of American citizenship. Scholarship award amounts vary by placement. Students in grades 9th through 12th are eligible to participate. Additional information and applications are available online at the link on the Lbtv Google Classroom. For more information, please see Ms. Tucker in the Career Center. Completed applications and constitutional speeches are due by February 19th, 2024. The Voice of Democracy audio essay contest, sponsored by the Veterans of Foreign Wars, or VFW, is awarding more than $2 million worth of scholarships and incentives. Prizes and scholarships are awarded at the local, district, state, and national levels. You must be a high schooler to apply. This year, the question is, what are the greatest attributes of our democracy? Additional information and applications are available at the Career Center. Mississippi Governor's School, or MGS, is a tuition-free residential honors program that offers unique creative and academic experiences to students with exceptional abilities and achievements, and is open to rising high school juniors and seniors. MGS scholars take rigorous interdisciplinary courses, engage in team-building exercises, and create lifelong friendships and memories. The MGS session will be held from June 2nd to 15th, 2024, at the campus of Mississippi University for Women. For a list of eligibility requirements and to apply, please visit the website on the Google Classroom. The student application deadline is December 15th, 2023.
Good morning, Long Beach High School. I'm Leland Tennyson, and this is
Dr. Robert Leaf.
And today we're here on Career Callings. All right, so Dr. Leaf, can you give us a just brief description about you?
Sure. Well, I'm an associate professor at the University of Southern Mississippi. I work at the Gulf Coast Research Lab, which is in Ocean Springs. It's a graduate and research laboratory for our university, and we specialize in coastal sciences, which is the study of the animals, plants, and habitats on mostly in Mississippi shoreline.
All right. Can you dive more into detail about what your job title?
Sure, yeah. So the Gulf Coast Research Lab, like many of the programs in Southern Mississippi, are research intensive. And so I'm an associate professor, and I have an expertise and training in fishery science. So I work very closely with stakeholders, we call fishermen and people concerned with fish stocks, the fish populations, and the harvest fish populations, we call those stakeholders, and then also with regulatory agencies like the state of Mississippi and the federal government. And what we do in my laboratory is we work on population dynamics models. So it's a computer-intensive, math, and statistic-intensive approaches to understanding how many fish you can take out of the ecosystem or take out of a stock to have plenty left over for the next year and plenty left over in 10 years from now. So it's a real strong focus on sustainability.
All right. So getting into the field, what level of education would you recommend someone has?
In ocean science and engineering in general, a bachelor's degree in some fields will be very adequate, and then others, a master and a PhD are necessary. To teach at the university, generally you need a PhD. To be an active researcher, getting grant funding and then running your own research programs, really need a PhD for that. And that's about 4 years of undergraduate, 2 years of master's, and another 3 to 4 years of PhD training. So it's a long road post high school graduation.
Yeah, but very important. So where did you personally go to college?
I went to school as an undergraduate at University of California, Santa Cruz. Yeah, I'm from California originally, and then I did my master's degree in California, and then I got my PhD at Virginia Tech, which is a university in Southeast Virginia. It's an engineering and science school.
Yeah, do you know any specific schools that offer, like in your opinion, great classes?
So we are very fortunate in our area to have a couple of, more than a few great universities that offer undergraduate and graduate education in ocean science and the related engineering programs. So as the interim director of our School in Ocean Science of Engineering, we offer 4 programs, a marine biology program, these are undergraduate programs, a marine biology program, ocean engineering, marine science, and hydrography. And hydrography is mapping of the ocean floor using pretty advanced instrumentation. And so we have a pretty heavy emphasis on the biology, the marine science, so geological science, physical oceanography, chemical oceanography, and biological oceanography. These are branches of marine science, and then also pretty strong engineering focus as well.
Yeah, all right. So this is kind of a two-part question. Can you describe like a day at work for you personally?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'd be happy to. So we really have 3 different things that we do as faculty members at a marine lab, like Gulf Coast Research Lab. We have a mentoring component for our graduate students. So I'll generally meet with my graduate students. The way that graduate school works in many sciences is that we pay our graduate students to come to school. We pay them a salary, and then we pay their tuition. So they're working on active research. And so I'll meet with them in the morning. We'll touch base on their research. And then we also teach classes. I teach a couple of different classes. So teaching is one part of it. And then my other day would be, most of my day is taken up with the research. So I do a lot of computer modeling. We spend a lot of time outside collecting fish, collecting data. So we'll be out in the field, on the boat, or we'll be in the laboratory. And then, we have the service component as well. So we'll be meeting with people that are concerned with the fishery. Like some of the people watching the show might be avid fishermen for spotted sea trout or red drum, southern flounder. These are important fish stocks in our region, and so I'll be talking with them.
All right. Was there anything kind of specific that drove you to this field?
Well, I've always had an interest in science and math particularly. And so that's always, and I've always loved to be outside. And this job is, I think, it's best, I think, for people that enjoy being outside, collecting information about nature, but also very interested in applying, some sophisticated methods like either statistical methods or mathematical applications. So I think, so that's what drew me, because it's a nice combination of those two. I'm not always inside, but I'm not always in the field every day.
Yeah, I get that. So kind of leading off the last question, are there any kind of distinct advantages you feel like you get working in this field?
Right, so yeah, that's a really good question. So I think there's really 2 main things for me, and that the first is the quality of the work and that you enjoy what you're doing. I particularly enjoy doing research and mentoring of students, and also the service component, and I think that really leads into that second thing that I enjoy doing, and I think a lot of people in the sciences enjoy, is feeling like they're making a difference in people's lives. And so the work that we do has a sort of a direct and immediate impact on the economic health of our region, the people's ability to catch fish as they'd like, make sure they can take their kids to catch fish, and so those are the aspects that I particularly value.
All right. So what other career paths do you kind of work closely with?
Well, that's a good question. I work a lot with people in what we call the physical sciences, so that would be the oceanography, physical oceanography, geological oceanography. and chemical oceanography. So these are branches of marine science. We're often interested in, even in the absence of fishing, how nature and the sort of the status of the ecosystem controls whether a fish stock is moving up, getting in greater abundance or less abundance. And then the other group that we work a lot with is the ocean engineering folks. They develop all the instrumentation. These are people that are concerned with electrical and mechanical engineering, and they develop all of our instrumentation so we can observe the sort of the physical and chemical characteristics of the water. Yeah.
All right. So, if you're comfortable, can you describe kind of a starting level salary for your field?
Sure. I think at a master's level, you're looking somewhere between maybe 40 and 45. For a bachelor's, which I think people, your viewers would be interested in, you go to school for 4 years, you come out with a marine biology degree. I think you're probably looking between maybe 30 to 40K, depending on what you're doing, and then PhD, and then more, and then more education. I think up to 6 figures.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
All right. So last question, is there any kind of general advice you want to give people that are kind of on the edge, like if they want to get into this field?
Yeah, well, I think one of the things that a lot of folks experience, and you might experience this in high school as well, is that the learning curve seems to be a little steep. It's not everybody that's going to take calculus as a senior, for instance, or geometry. I think that must be the one before calculus that you take. So it's a fairly steep learning curve, but if you can develop that skill set very early on, it'll take you very far. So I think that's probably the best thing to say, is that you really have to enjoy doing math and science to become a scientist, because it can be pretty consuming.
Yeah, I get that. All right, well, do you have any final remarks you want to say?
Oh, well, just that I guess I'd extend an invitation to you and to anybody that's watching, if they're interested in our undergraduate programs at USM. As I mentioned, we have 4 different and very distinct programs. If you have an interest in marine science, marine biology, or engineering, please look us up on the web, and we'd be happy to host you and show you what we're doing.
All right, and thank you so much for coming today.
Oh, my pleasure. Nice to meet you.
Nice to
Thank
meet
you
you.
very much.
All right.
I'm Camden Shortridge, and this is Lbtv Rockin' Out.